So would you say that your checklists have made you really succeed with all these single family properties? Because you mentioned earlier that, they're a little bit more difficult because they're all the differences.
Yeah.
So is the checklist what kind of helps to systematize that?
Yes, it helps systematize it. It helps to flush out issues, and there are some items that aren't going to apply to some houses, absolutely. But the fact that you have a comprehensive checklist and that you follow it means that you're going to take care of business 100% of the time without any issues. And by the time the tenant gets the keys, then they realize, wow, there's even a bag of cookies sitting on the counter as a welcome gift when they first check in and walk through their home. I think recognizing that rentals is a choice activity. People rent not because they have to, but because they want to, because it gives them a flexible lifestyle. It gives them the ability to mix and match and grow their family maybe in different homes and not be locked into one that may become obsolete for them, as their family grows or their needs change. And rentals allows them to do that. Job movement, relocations, job changes. There's so much going on in people's lives that sometimes locking into a purchase isn't always the right choice. We found that the tenants that we screen and place are some of the most responsible people that we've ever met. And we do set very high screening guidelines, but we also treat the homes and the tenants as valued customers. And I think that's a fundamental problem with landlords out there today, is that they don't look at the home as a long-term great place to live. They would never move into that home themselves. That's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
And they don't look at the tenant as being someone that needs or deserves customer service. And those are two of the biggest mistakes we see out there right now. I would say that the majority of lawsuits, tenant-related, 504B, landlord-tenant lawsuits that do go to court are generally precipitated by an inappropriate action on the part of the landlord and not the tenant. Whether it's maintenance that is not done or intentionally deferred because the landlord doesn't want to invest money in the property, or there's a fundamental allowance in the lease that's not honored by the landlord, or there's an undocumented security deposit withhold. The list is very long of what an uneducated, unexperienced landlord can do to cause a problem with a tenancy. And usually they're not familiar with good business practice, good customer service. They're not familiar with the laws, the landlord-tenant laws. They have an office max lease. It's a very long list of things that they do wrong.
Yeah. Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.